Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen table and another one on my MOCs. And in today's video, I'm bringing you the Imperial Logistics Transport. And this is basically a heavy truck, but in space. So this MOC all started with one of my most recent vehicles that I expanded the concept of it. So some of you might have seen my ITT video where I made the classic Kenner toy, the original APC for the Empire, and turned it into, my version of this vehicle, which I quite liked. And before that all started with my love for the classic Marauder set from a couple of years ago, which I have already heavily modified to carry, quite a lot of troops. And that's really a backbone in my first armored platoon with its firepower and troop transporting capabilities. Well, the ITT was me working with that concept and, of course, having a really cool already existing vehicle and expanding upon it. Anyhow, I kind of fidgeted with that concept and I thought, what if I removed all the troop transport capabilities? Because that was one of the original mods I was going to do for the Marauder. Well, I got the Imperial Logistics Transport, and this will fill a perfect role for my Imperial task force. You can't win a war without logistics. So in the front, we kind of have the cockpit, or at least a widened cockpit of a ITT or Marauder. And then here in the back, we have some massive cargo capabilities. Here in the back, I have put my standard cargo crates that I use for my Imperial task force, which is, this little almost mini house where you can, host quite a lot of cargo inside and still have minifigures access it. And it was a container I built for last year's heavy freighter, the Dependable, that can carry this. But once it leaves it off on the planet, who would transport these containers, I thought. And that's where the ILT comes into play. So the logistics transport can carry 2 of these, massive crates. And it can carry it around the planet for all your needs. And it's supposed to be a, long-range transport. We have this massive cargo area in the back where you can put whatever crates you like to, or even some vehicles if you want to transport that. I mean, you can take the patrol speeder, for example. I mean, it works to transport these around longer stretches for repairs or for whatever. And if you like to, I guess you can put down, about 20 chairs on this thing, and that will work out as well. So it's really a versatile craft with all this area to use for whatever you need it to. And then here we have the nice cockpit. So here's the back of it all with some nice grill pieces. We've got these really truck looking exhausts to it that go up here. And I guess these are kind of extensions of that. We have some side doors that can be opened, just like on the ITT. And I wanted to distinguish this craft from not just being a modified ITT. So I chose orange as the color for the door instead of the dark red that you can see on the ITT over here. And I guess I chose orange since it suits the main crates that it's going to be carrying, and also the standard crates from Rogue One. We got a nice slope going on here down towards the windshields. where you have the pilots sitting behind. And let's open up the roof and show you the interior. So this is supposed to be a long distance truck for the Empire. And therefore, we have got quite a roomy little interior for your stormtroopers or whatever personnel you find wanting to pilot this. You have a main seat for the main driver with some controls. I guess we're gonna fold down the front windshield to give you a better view. So we have some nice controls here in the front with a driving stick. Then there are some displays here on both sides of the main driver's seat. It has to be a comfy, nice chair for your pilot. That can spin a little bit if you wanted to. Then you also have a passenger seat here to the left. We have some, engine controls that you can do from inside the vehicle. Then there's also a bed here in the back, as you would see on some cross-country trucks. We've also got a little cargo crate here. Let's see if we can get some focus on that if we remove the little passenger. Well, there we have a crate to store some personal belongings or some resources if needed. And here's a better look at the passenger chair. We also have a tiny little table to put your coffee mug on. Over here, we can focus. There we go. So I needed kind of a roomy interior for those long trips across a planet's surface if you need to really transport something. I guess you could use ships, but I mean, sometimes there's contested airspace and it's just more economical to actually go in a land speeder. So that is the main purpose of the Imperial Logistics Transport. And this will really fill the heavy transport role in my task force. If we go down towards the lowest level of logistics transport, we have my module for the Z-74, I believe they're called, the Imperial Standard Speeders. Well, I have the cargo capacity for that. So that is what you'd use between very small outposts or on the battlefield. And then we have the more combat looking Imperial Logistics Speeder, not transport, which is over here, which is pretty much a cargo version of the Imperial Patrol Speeder. And then I used to have the modular transport, the Imperial Mod T. That has a cargo module, but it feels like, at least I usually carry troops in it for the most part. I mean, I made it a modular vehicle and it can fill that role, but the logistics transport will just do the job a lot better than my little, light turbo tank, the Mod T. So therefore, the Mod T will go and do its main purpose as being a heavy troop transport vehicle for rough terrain, as it's supposed to. And therefore, the logistics transport will fill that big role that was missing for cargo transport in the task force. So it's still in the Marauder and ITT family, but it will fill a nice role in the logistics platoon. That's about it for the ILT, and instructions are available on my Rubricable as of the release of this video. So if you feel like you need those logistics to win the war and not have your convoys stop, halfway to Kiev or something, then I would recommend you picking up the instructions to get the ILT, Imperial logistics transport for your Imperial Army's needs. Thank you all for watching. Do leave a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!